Guests and graduands, welcome to your Birmingham City University Awards ceremony. While you were waiting, we hope you enjoyed the musical interlude performed by our Royal Conservatoire Brass Ensemble. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful day to celebrate the achievements of our graduands. To ensure you enjoy the proceedings as much as possible, we have a few requests and announcements. First of all, we are not expecting any testing of the fire alarm or any other disruption today, but if the alarm does sound or if there is an emergency, you will be given directions by the nearest door steward so that you can proceed quickly and safely to the nearest emergency exit. Secondly, please turn all mobile phones to silent or switch them off completely. We welcome the taking of photos and videos, but if you are doing so, please do not stand or block the view of others in the audience. We have more than 300 students graduating today, and each one who crosses the stage is important to us. Please do clap and cheer as loudly as you wish as your graduand crosses the stage, and allow others to do so without distraction when their graduand is crossing themselves. The ceremony is expected to last about 1.5 hours. In our experience, small children can become restless during proceedings and sometimes even a little noisy. If your child does become unsettled, can we please ask you to move quietly out of the hall to our comfortable viewing room where you can still watch the proceedings and tend to your child in order that they do not distract other guests. Your nearest door steward will be able to direct you to that area. Graduands, this is important for you. You have been seated carefully and in a particular order to ensure that every person crosses the stage in the correct sequence. Please do stay in your assigned seats, and when you are asked to come out of your row and move around to the corridor to cross the stage, please do not move out of your assigned order. It is absolutely essential that you are sitting in the seat indicated on your registration card. So if you've moved seats for any reason, now's a good time to get back into your proper seat. Nobody's moving, which is a good sign. When you come back into the auditorium to enjoy the rest of the ceremony, you will sit in a different seat to the one you're currently in. Please be courteous to those still crossing the stage after you by clapping and celebrating their achievements too. Please do not use mobile phones during the ceremony to text or make calls or to distract other graduands from enjoying the proceedings. Our stewards may ask you to put your phone away or leave the auditorium if you are using your phone inappropriately. Lastly, our graduation ceremonies are formal occasions that do follow a traditional format. They begin with a fanfare, following which the academic procession and the Vice-Chancellor's procession will enter the hall. At the end of the ceremony, once the Vice-Chancellor closes proceedings, could I please ask graduates to stand once again and for guests to remain in their seats until the procession has exited the hall, after which you will be able to leave and join your party to celebrate your graduands' achievements. Please enjoy the live music and refreshments available in the circle levels of the Symphony Hall foyer. Now we're about to begin. Can I please ask everybody to stand if you're able to as the processions enter the hall? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a warm Birmingham evening, so please sit yourselves down and get comfortable. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course graduands, I preside over this ceremony as Vice-Chancellor of the University, and I am delighted to declare this congregation open. It is such a pleasure to be able to welcome all of you, particularly, of course, those of you who have graduated over the last couple of years and are returning to us this evening to have the chance to celebrate your very considerable achievement. But it's not just you that's here, it's my academic colleagues who have taught you, and it is, of course, this great mass of friends, family and supporters who are the hidden presence that have enabled you to achieve what you have achieved. It is such a delight after almost 2.5 years of not being able to hold graduations here in the centre of Birmingham to be back in this amazing symphony hall in person and doing what we always promised we would do, which is to deliver in-person graduations that enabled you to celebrate without restraint, without restrictions, without compromise, and in the company of those who have supported you. Now, graduation is always genuinely a real pleasure because it is when, for us in the university, we have the opportunity to celebrate with you your very considerable achievement. But if it's always a special day, this week or so of graduations are even more special because what we're marking is 2.5 years of disruption that you have overcome in order to be here this evening. So it feels like even more of a distinctive occasion than the graduations we might have held before the pandemic. And I know that those of you who are at this graduation have had one of the most unusual student experiences probably any of us have ever experienced. But we are here now, and we're in a position to be able to give you the celebration that you deserve. So graduates, this is absolutely your day, and it's right that we celebrate your achievement. But I want to start, and I think this year, more than ever, I want to start by acknowledging all of those who have supported you during your studies. Obviously, my academic colleagues, those who've been able to join us now, those who you know who have supported you throughout your studies at BCU. But probably equally important, all of those people around us and probably some who weren't able to come this evening, your friends, your families, your supporters, the people who've been there for you when times were tough, and we have lived through some very tough times in the last couple of years. So I think we need to start, graduates, by actually celebrating the support that you've received and saying thank you to friends, to families, and to my academic colleagues for what they have done. And in graduation speeches, one of the things that I've always liked to talk about is the way in which change impacts on our lives in unexpected ways. And probably in the past that's been a little bit abstract, talking to students who were just graduating, just going out into those first careers, those first jobs that they were going to take on. But of course, during the period of your studies, you've seen change on a grand scale, change that's impacted on almost every aspect of your lives and the lives of those around you. So you, our graduates, and indeed the rest of our BCU student community, know about change firsthand. But I hope that despite the challenges that you have faced, your time at BCU has been memorable for all the right reasons as well. The friendships that you have forged, the communities that you have been part of, as well, of course, as the learning that you have so successfully engaged with. And I hope that as you go forward in your careers, and many of you will undoubtedly have already taken those first or indeed second steps into your careers, I hope that you don't forget what you have achieved, that you have already demonstrated determination and adaptability beyond anything that we could have expected you to need to show. So there's been change all around us, and there's also been change in a positive way, because the university has continued to develop and change. Those of you who've been down on the City South campus recently will have seen the ongoing development or redevelopment of the Skills Hub. If you've been up on our city centre campus, you'll have seen the old Belmont Works building, one of East Birmingham's most iconic buildings, coming back into use as part of the university, as part of our Steamhouse project, which brings together the different disciplines in ways that inform one another. And it's a symbol of the way that this university is part of the fabric of the city and has been for almost 180 years now. And all around us, we have a city that has been hard hit by the last couple of years. And yet, as the last couple of weeks have demonstrated, what a fantastic place Birmingham is. It's been wonderful to see the city and the region performing with such confidence and such style on an international stage. And I hope that you've had an opportunity as you came here this evening to take a selfie in front of the now iconic bull. And if you haven't, I'd encourage you to do that. And of course, that sits against the backdrop, not just of the wonderful Birmingham Library, but all the new developments at Paradise Circus, and even here at Symphony Hall, where you will have seen the new performance spaces and the new social spaces. It's just such a great time to be here in Birmingham. And because BCU is so deeply part of the city, it's no surprise to see how our students are part of the games themselves. So our costume design students designed the costumes for the Birmingham 2022 festival. Our jewellery students up in the School of Jewellery, the unique School of Jewellery up in the Jewellery Quarter, designed the Commonwealth Games medals that were handed out on the podium. Our conservatoire students sang the national anthem at the opening ceremony and sang last night at the closing ceremony. It's just a great indication of the way in which we follow through on our mission to be the university for Birmingham. And it underlines the rich creative heritage of the university. And universities have only become more important, I would argue, over the last couple of years, because it's made clear the extreme significance of the role of research, of knowledge creation, and of the development of new practices. It's easy to think of everything in terms of the astonishing development of the new vaccines, which have helped to bring the pandemic at least partly under control. But many of you will know from your practice in health that actually it's the day-to-day practices, it's the new understandings of how we keep patients safe, how we keep the wards safe. And that's why knowledge, I think, has never been more important. And it's something that each of you provides evidence of as you celebrate your graduation today. And that's why at BCU we were so committed to ensuring that you did have the chance to celebrate in style, and why it's important that we gather wearing all of this formal outfit to recognise what you've achieved. Because graduates are important. In every society, you are important. Graduates live longer, they're more productive. Graduates contribute more to society around them. They're more likely to volunteer, to vote, to lead. Graduates have better health, and the research tells us that graduates drink less. Above all, graduates are best placed to deal with change. And many of you, all of you, I hope, will lead long, long lives. And during the lives that you lead, the world in which you live will change not once, but many, many times. You'll probably have not one career, but many careers. And you'll often need to master new skills and new knowledge and to learn afresh. And that's why being a graduate is so important, because you have the skills that equip you to learn. You have the habits of learning. So today what we are celebrating is not just what you have achieved. The reason we gather here to celebrate is also to celebrate what you are going to go on to achieve. Our history as an institution dates back to the 1840s, 1843, when we were founded, of all things, as the Birmingham Government School of Design. And we were founded in order to support what was already becoming one of the great world manufacturing cities in order to compete globally. And we've changed. During that almost 180 years, we have changed often and often, but we stay true to that founding purpose. We remain focused on learning that makes a difference in the world around us, in ensuring that our graduates all around the world make a difference in their societies. So my challenge to you is, by all means, let's take this evening, let's take today to celebrate what you have achieved. It's right that we do that. But see that achievement as part of a broader commitment, a commitment to transforming the world around you. You've all seen, particularly those of you who study, but all of you here will have seen the I Am BCU images all around our campuses, all around the ICC today, and in the city probably. And that came from the students themselves. And when we talked to the students about what that kind of hashtag I Am BCU meant, they told us that it meant pride, it meant confidence, but above all, it meant that sense of belonging. So I Am BCU isn't a slogan, it's a celebration of being part of an extraordinary family at BCU. You'll always be part of our community and part of our alumni body. But look, today is very much your day. Today is the day when, above all, we have an opportunity to celebrate the simple fact that you achieved what you set out to a long, long time ago now, and that is an amazing thing. So my congratulations to you all. Very well done. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences, Professor Ian Blair, to commence the presentation of award holders, and on the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Steve Reimel, to receive the students.
Vice-Chancellor. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean, I present students from the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences who have qualified for the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates. I invite Dr. Catherine Jenkins to the lectern to present award holders from the School of Nursing and Midwifery.
Foundation degree in Sciences in Health and Social Care, Maternity, Lashawna Gardner. Sandra James. Nadine Rose. Foundation degree in Science in Health and Social Care, Mammography, Frances Cottingham. Kay Day. Foundation degree in Science in Health and Social Care, Surgical Care Support, Leslie Higgins. Naomi Newhill. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing, Adult, Kulsum Abdullah. Princess Aidan. Priscilla Adebayo. Sarah Odongo. Lalmina Amadzai. Ikioma Akajiaku. Safreen Akhtar. Saika Akhtar. Aisha Ali. Fortuna Allen. Miriam Otto. Anisha Arshid. Jabia Asif. Amololo Awe. Lima Azizi. Amira Begum. Maria Begum. Adra Belkis. Akila Bennett. Carla Bennett. Yasmin Bayat. Abina Mboteng Mensah. Siobhan Boyce. Deborah Brennan. Grace Breslin. Hayley Broomhall. Maureen Bryan. Dion Cavalli. Marcia Kanagita. Claire Carmichael. Benjamin Cavers. Margaret Chataruka. Anna Forda. Pooja Chetri. Vimbai Chifotia. Dorothy Chioma. Olan Shirumi. Sabrina Chauhan. Leanne Claydon. Alexandra Clement. Gifty Coomson. Victoria Cox. Shakira Adams. Timothy Crane. Khalila Darrow. Namisha Dave. Charlene Davies. Soraya D'Souza. Marsha D'Souza Williamson. Pauline Edwards. Tracy Ann Edwards. Edna Egwuna. Aisha Farouk. Ellie Louise Fewings. Kathleen Fitzgerald, Jessica Gibbs, Stacey Gregory, Rachel Grehan, Nisha Henry, Mary Hobbs, Catherine Howard, Najiha Hussain, Sumayo Ibrahim, Jayamini Kaluparuma, Alexandra Kennedy, Shamila Khanum, Gilda Kinson, Bobby Jo Latif, Laura Lilwell, Emily Loft, Chloe Lowe, Danatse Magwaza, Ebtizam Mahmood, Lutfia Mahmood, Kashfa Lee, Elima Mendoza, Ayakla Manombe, Zainab Matthews, Shannon McElroy, Elizabeth Mensah, Nasra Mohammed, Victoria Morrison, Chantel Manukwa, Samantha Murphy, Barbara Najemba, Karamjit Nariwal, Aidan Ndong Edwards, Arabella Narachni, Linda Ngarman, Florence Ngole, Chelisani Njiva, Anthony O'Reilly, Cynthia Osagi, Osata Hanwan Ozarenenren, Tracy Padbury, Emily Penman, Hannah Pritchard, Zubaida Rashid, Joanne Richardson, Nina Robinson, Kia Ralston, Sasha Rowe, Mary Rumbold, Melissa Ryan, Amber Salt. Thomas Salter. Sade Samuels. Amrita Sandhu. Enalesi Sangawe. Ifra Shah. Khadija Sharif. Emma Sharkey. Hannah Shaw. Hajra Sheikh. Sherelle Smichael. Rachel Sogui. Joanna Cristina Soriano. Nicola Summers. Beatrice Tabi. Mariam Tariq. Zoe Thomas. Lillian Uguoke. Anisa Al-Haq. Holly Wagstaff. Samantha Weaver. Holly Wilkins. Sophie Wilson. Ross Winsper. Ellen Wood. Olivia Woodford. Ikra Zaman. Katrina Wright. Edith Anu Pueme. This completes the first presentation of awards to graduates from the School of Nursing and Midwifery.
This completes the first presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Health Education and Life Sciences. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to introduce the recipient of the Honorary Award of Doctor of the University.
We are this evening delighted to be conferring the award of Doctor of the University upon Joanne Williams, and I now call upon the Executive Dean of the faculty to give the citation.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduates. Today we confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University honoris causa on Joanne Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, in the troubling times we have lived through recently, more and more people have asked the question, what does it mean to have a healthy city? It means good housing, green transport, places where we can walk, run and cycle safely, a good educational system so that people learn to cherish those things. But it also means having a network of great pioneering medical institutions for when things go wrong. Standing proudly among those is Birmingham's very own Royal Orthopaedic Hospital, whose Chief Executive is our guest of honour today, Joanne Williams. What, you might ask, prepares you for such a daunting role? One that involves making good strategic decisions, managing the complex functions of a cutting-edge facility, and communicating all that to a board of trustees. The answer is a long and diverse experience within the NHS. Jo, as she is widely known, spent 5 years as Divisional Director of Operations at the University Hospital of South Manchester before moving to University Hospital Birmingham as Deputy Chief Operating Officer. After 3 years there, she took on the role of Deputy Director of Partnerships, so fulfilling the time-honoured precept that if you want something done, ask a busy woman. In 2017, she became Interim Chief Operating Officer of the Royal Orthopaedic Hospital, rising to Chief Executive in May 2019. Since its foundation in the 19th century, the Royal has, like our own university, moved around Birmingham quite a bit. 60 years after the mission to establish it in 1817, the agreement refers to a general institution for the relief of persons labouring under bodily deformity. The hospital moved to New Hall Street. Soon after, with the addition of a new wing, the royal title was conferred by Queen Victoria. There were great strides forward in technology, the best known being the first use of X-rays in 1898. And since the early 20th century, the hospital has been based in Northfield, on land granted by the Cadbury family. It remains, as it was described in 1932 by the country's then Chief Medical Officer, a triumphant achievement of the cooperation between voluntary and state action. The Royal's reputation for innovation continues. Now Jo Williams oversees the latest in surgical care for people with bone and joint disorders, forever pushing the boundaries of knowledge to provide the best possible care for patients. On her watch, the hospital ranks among the best for clinical outcomes in the entire NHS. And because she knows that you can't have happy patients, customers, clients, or indeed students without happy staff, she has also invested in building a healthy employment culture that has seen the hospital named among the top 50 most inclusive companies in the country. And because a hospital is not simply a medical facility, but a key part of the community it serves, she has devoted time to a number of local charities, including Art for Charity, in which donors give money and the priceless appreciation of artworks. This and a host of activities as the National Orthopaedic Alliance lead CEO have secured Jo Williams a place as a widely respected leader in her profession. Ladies and gentlemen, we know what extraordinary work has been performed by the NHS over the past 2 years, what sacrifices have been made, and what commitment shown in the most desperate circumstances. The experience has served as a reminder of who we really depend on when the going gets rough. Of how a city suddenly turned unhealthy depends on the great institutions built over centuries, and on the great people who work in and lead them. For our many students today who have lived through the time of crisis and in many, many cases put their shoulders to the wheel when it really counted, it is a fine thing to celebrate with their own achievements, those of an outstanding healthcare professional. So, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor to confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on Joanne Williams.
As Vice-Chancellor, I exercise the authority of the University's Academic Board, and I'm delighted to confer the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa on Jo Williams. And I invite you, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to present the commemorative medal. Ladies and gentlemen, that completes the conferment of the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa, and I now invite Joanne to address the congregation. Jo.
Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, proud parents and family, this is a very special moment for me, and I'm sure for all of you. I am deeply, deeply humbled that Birmingham City University has given me this very great honour. I'd like to share my thanks to those who nominated me and to everyone involved in this wonderful ceremony. It's a real privilege to celebrate with you all. Graduates, I'd like to take a moment for you to reflect just how significant your achievement is today. Your sense of purpose, your commitment to learning, your resilience during the pandemic, your determination. These are qualities that you should be proud of. They are qualities that will allow you to go from here and make a difference in the world. With that in mind, I'd like to briefly share my own story with you. Over 22 years ago, I joined the NHS, and I have never once regretted that decision. I'm a small part of something that's much larger, a team of over 1.3 million people. I've held various roles throughout my career, but I'd have to say this is my favourite role, my current role. I'm the Chief Exec of the Royal Orthopaedic Hospital. It's just a few miles from here. It is, much like Birmingham City University, it's a wonderful institution with a special heritage and, I believe, a bright future. In my work, I get to witness the whole spectrum of life. There are incredible highs, watching someone after surgery finally be able to walk again, and there are lows, and the lows make you reflect on just how precious a gift life is. My work gives me the opportunity to make a difference, and that's why I love what I do. It allows me to help others. It allows me to foster compassion. It helps me to support positive change in a culture, and it allows me to use my skills to help others to flourish. After all, what greater mission could there be for any of us to make a difference in the world? As you celebrate this evening, there are infinite possibilities before you, and I want to encourage you all to use your talents that can make a difference in the world. Find a sense of purpose and pursue it. Be your unique self, your wonderful selves, your authentic selves, and don't waste time in places where you cannot be your authentic self. Remember your impact on others. Maya Angelou, poet and civil rights activist, reminds us that people will never forget. I've learnt that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but I can assure you they will never forget how you made them feel. Maybe a shorter version could be kind to everyone, and if you can't be kind, maybe keep quiet. A wise person that once said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." The world needs more passionate, talented people, and so does our city. I urge you to take this wonderful achievement and use it as a stepping stone to make a difference. I'd like to again thank you all this evening. Birmingham City University is an incredible institution, and as its alumni, it is your duty to sing the praises to everyone you meet. The Commonwealth Games has reminded the world that Birmingham is a unique and wonderful city. It is full of life, it's full of culture, colour, community and aspiration. And I think Birmingham City University reflects these traits, and I am incredibly proud to be given this honour and to share this evening with you all. Thank you, and I look forward to watching you all as you make your difference in the world.
I now invite Professor Ian Blair to continue the presentation of award holders from the faculty.
And I invite Cathy Poole to the lectern to continue the presentation of award holders from the School of Nursing and Midwifery.
Thank you.
Hannah Mohammed. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Child, Zarina Ashik. Kerry Bailey. Kelly Baker. Paulette Bennett. Jessica Bowden. Abigail Buckley. Ebony Murgatroyd. Christelle Dufropin. Desta Elliott. Thomas Gill. Elena Hall. Amy Healy. Lucy Higgins. Rachel Hogan. Emily Hooks. Sarah Iston. Amy Jones. Anika Kalsi. Hifza Cahill. Alia Khan. Kashubu Lad. Stephanie Lavin. Janika Leader. Corey Leach. Alice Mahon. Manisha Manate. Sonia Monahan. Laureen Mosley. Bonnie Nguena. Effie O'Connor. Faye Pritchard. Charlotte Steen. Eleanor Sturler. Lucy Taylor. Esme Watkins. Francesca Williams. Alima Yasmin. Zendra Zelini. And for Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Learning Disabilities, we have Antonia Ayodelli. Catherine Buckingham. Julie Bluer. Brian Chachawatenda. Michelle Hunter. Razika Khatun. Sarkar Nazir. And for Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Adult, we have Colette Waterton. For Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Mental Health, we have Natalie Burton. Michael Mgaya. Mgaya, yes, well done. Ruth Marler. Laverne Matavi. Vaida Mungani. We've got Davidson Ngengla. Tenderai. Tunderai. Well done. Patrona White. Georgina Woolman, and Corinne Wooten, Mustafa Yusa. And for the Bachelor of Science in Clinical Hypnosis and Related Techniques, we have Erna Proers. Alan Maguire. For Bachelor of Science in Gastrointestinal Care, we have Gedra Gonzalez. Pineshwari Nek Buluki. Well done. Foundation degree in nursing associate is Alina Adamkova. Well done. Larry Adebayo James. Molly Anderson. Rosemary Anderson Miller. Laura Barnes. Amina Begum. Emma Brosnan. Emily Jane Bruton. Nicola Carhill. Lauren Cooney. Karen Kubil. Taisha Daniels. Diane Davis. Sarah Davis. Melanie Dawkins Davidson. Pamela Dyke. Donna Elliott. Mila English. Kerry Fisher. Karina Francis. Natalie Gordon. Leona Gould. Nazina Goodbadia. Charlotte Hall. Gemma Hall. Chloe Harrison. Isabel Hadlataki. Parminder Kaur. Lydia Kengmo. Maria Leader. Chelsea Lee. Ratize Mube. Chantel Molyneux. Shameen Madhur. Natasha Neeson. Misbah Nizkat. Molly Summer Nolan. Teresa Ogunbowa. Oriva Olumesi. Asta Palmer. Bethany May Perchard. Ellie Prescott. Melissa Radford. Victoria Royston. Abigail Russell. Hakeem Salako. Ursula Sawicki. Sammy Sherlock. Louise Small. Amanda Smith. Hello. Dawn Smith. Rebecca Turner. Abimola Wage Ambu Agunbella. Jade Walker. Vicky Marie Ward. Malai. Jane Helen Watts. Elona Williams. Lucy Williams. David Wilson. Samantha Wilson. Jade Wooten. Lydia Young. Then for the foundation degree in science in health and social care, diagnostic radiography, we have Bibi Gakurali. Deborah Fairley. Savajit Kaur. Lucy Kosibua. Thomas Lees. Hayley Nixon. Janine Power. And Tanika Waka. Tanya Waka. Well done. This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the School of Nursing and Midwifery.
And this completes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Health, Education and Life Sciences. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to close the proceedings.
That was so good. I think we should do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that this has been a long time coming, and the last thing that I want to do is to come between you and the celebrations that I am sure await outside this hall. But before I pull this to a close, I do just want to say a big thank you to our wonderful musicians. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I declare that this congregation is now closed. We would be very grateful if you could now stand and remain standing while the stage party leaves the hall. Thank you very much indeed.